going to be starting to talk about inequalities. And inequalities are a mathematical sentence that compares expressions. Starting by taking a sentence and making it into an inequality. For example, a number q plus 5 is greater than or equal to negative 7.9. So my number is supposed to be q, that's my variable. This one's pretty easy, plus 5, there's that. And is has been equal sign, but now we're going to use an inequality sign. So this, a number q plus 5, is greater than or equal to, and you write that like this, negative 7.9. It's pretty simple. Just take bits and pieces of your sentence and you put them together and you end up with a number sentence. Another example would be this. A number x is at most negative 10. So this is going to tell you what your inequality is going to be, what direction it's going to be going. So if x is at most, you can also think of x will be the least, and there's no equals, negative 10. So when it says that something is at most, you're going to point, it's going to be less than. Another example, twice a number y is, so here's my separation, twice a number, which they want to be y, is more than, so this is more than negative 5 halves. And that's all there is to these. The next examples that we work on are you're going to need to know this vocabulary. The solution of an inequality is just an answer that makes the inequality true. And a solution set are all of the solutions of an inequality. Some examples of what we are doing here. We're just checking solutions in inequality. It's pretty simple. So what I'm going to show you first is this one is negative 2 a solution of y minus 5 greater than or equal to negative 6. And all we have to do this is I'm going to take negative 2 and I'm going to put it in for y. So negative 2 minus 5 greater than or less than or equal to negative 6. So I've got 2 bad guys and 5 bad guys here. So put these together. And that's going to give me a total of negative 7 greater than or equal to negative 6. Now, is that true? If you think about it on a number line, is negative 7 greater than or equal to negative 6? Absolutely not. So the answer to this is no. Again, on a number line, you're going to have like -5, -6, -7, and it's definitely not greater than. If it's greater than, it's going to be on this end of -6. Let's keep using the -2. And what about -5.5y less than 14? If I do -5.5, I'm going to substitute -2. And that's times -2 less than 14. Oh, let's see. Two negatives are, when you multiply, are going to make a positive, so my answer is going to be positive. And 2 times 5 is 10. So my answer is 11. I've got one decimal place. 11 less than 14. Is that true? Yes, it is. So -2 would be a solution of -5.5y less than 14. The last example I have to show you has to do with graphing an inequality. And you're going to need a piece of this fancy schmancy number line graph paper to do this. So pause it and go get one if you need to. Otherwise, here we go. If it asks you to graph y greater than -8. Here's what you do. You're going to just pick a spot, like, oh, hey, look, that looks like a great place for -8. So we're going to write in a few extras. Super far. All right. So that's the first thing you do. You know you're going to find the number. Then, is it equal to the number? When I look at this, it does not have that little line that indicates, greater than or equal to. So you're going to put an open circle here because it is not equal to. And y is greater than 8. That means when you get greater and greater, it's going to go this way. That's it. That's all you have to do to graph an inequality. Let's do a couple of other examples. If I ask you to graph z is greater than or equal to 4, I'm going to pick a spot over here. This is going to be my 4. Where 4 is at. The next thing I need to know, is it equal to? And if it is, you're going to put a little closed circle. It's going to fill it in. And now z is greater than 4. So it goes the same way. Okay, what if it gives you something like graph -1/2 less than t? You're going to have to use what you know of fractions and sometimes decimals. And I'm just going to make this one my -1/2. And I think I'm going to make this 0. And what might this be? I'm going to say -1. This would be -1.5. You see what I'm doing there? So that's all there is to that. Is it equal to? No. So it's an open circle. And this time, again, you want to look and see where this is at. T is greater than. Everything we're doing here ends up being greater than. Examples.